Alright, man. What's been happening?
Not much.
Not much. Just
No.
sitting about.
Just sitting about waiting to die.
Look at that.
Nice one. Merch.
Nice. Yes.
Cheers.
Ooh, lovely. We haven't actually fucking spoken, like actual voice to voice, since before all of this, man.
I know.
So this is a bit weird, isn't it? Pure.
Yes.
Actually, how come you never how come you never answered my texts?
I'm really good at text. I'm just terrible at the phone. At answering the
Pure,
phone.
pure breaking interview character. Aye, really? Why did you fucking not answer me? It's been weird, isn't it, man?
Yes, extremely.
And you fucking moved house like right before all of this.
I know. Exactly. In fact, I think like one of the last things I did in the old flat was film the Crashton Talks episode that I did with you.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, I think that was
That's
literally
amazing.
the week. I think that was the week we were moving, or the week before we moved.
Yeah.
Just surreal watching that back, like from here, and being
Uh-huh.
like it just seemed like a totally different like life now. Do you know what I mean?
That's
Totally.
nuts, man. It's
surreal,
weird.
yeah.
Like we walk past that pretty much like most days, like taking care of books. We'll like take a walk to the spa or whatever, and we'll pass that flat, man. It's just strange because like you're not there. They've like got like like what's it called, man? Like frosted glass over like parts of the windows now. It's weird, man. Don't know what that's all about. You notice the colour in my faces went really weird.
Don't know.
Blushing, man. Blushing.
I look really yellow because of this light that's right above my head.
Yeah. Maybe I should stick my light on, I don't know. It's fine. So what's been happening fucking musically? I know that like it's been difficult to do music stuff just now, but like you still
Yeah.
seem to be quite active.
I've just been like, recording as much as I can, and the stuff that I have got recorded, I've been trying to mix it and kind of get it ready for release as best I can. So I'm kind of slowly but surely accumulating stuff that's like good to go, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which is quite, because you get like a sort of sense of achievement. Do you know what I mean? Like you're doing something. And actually, I'm just sitting on Mars, really. I'm just sitting on Mars. The difference is I'm like looking at a telly and moving things about while I'm doing it.
Just giving yourself stuff to do, man.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do the same thing, man. It kind of feels like that with the podcast. Like I've set myself a weekly, like a weekly fucking podcast, basically, just to try and force myself into doing it. Like I was trying to do that before all of this anyway. Like trying to do that, but obviously the logistics of it are a little bit more difficult when you're doing it in person and on different locations.
Of course, yeah.
This has made it a little bit easier, but it's fucking, I don't know. I think it's going alright, man. Like I'm enjoying the conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's great. Like it's great seeing you being so proactive, and like
cool,
it's great seeing that continuity of stuff. Like if it's not seeing a new episode being posted, it's getting the announcement of who the next person's going to be. It's like a nice, like reliable thing, man.
Yeah, that's
like,
cool, man.
You can tell, like from that makes me happy because I can tell that you're behind all that, like keeping creative and keeping driving, man. So it's good to know that you're pushing on, man.
Probably a lot like yourself though, man. Like between those fucking podcasts, it's just like my days from like 4 a.m. till 6 o'clock at night are just like full-time dad. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like just trying to give myself something to fucking keep my energy up for like the next week.
Yeah.
It's hard, man, but fun, rewarding, but hard.
Yeah, I don't have a baby to look after.
Imagine your songs were like running about not doing what you tell them and not like imagine you've done imagine you'd done like a perfect mix like the night before, and then the next day you went in and it was just fucking erased. That's what having a child's like all the work
happened to me though, man. Like my luck's terrible. If it would happen to
you, man. It's like all the work that you put in the day before, man, is just fucking gone the next day. Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
So what about the Rangers thing, man? Like that seems to have evolved even further somehow. Like the last time I seen you, you were doing pretty well. Like you were playing at Rangers events and all that stuff. And
Yeah, well, it is kind of related. So, like the group that was sort of set up to get people on board to like play at the fan zone, like we discussed before. So, like playing on a match day, like our Rangers home games, like about half an hour before kick-off or whatever in the fan zone area outside the stadium. So there was like a group set up with that, and like other musicians were getting added to it. But there was like a representative from Rangers in the group as well, who was kind of coordinating it with us all and like see who was wanting to go next and all the rest of it kind of thing, like driving it. And obviously with lockdown and the football being off, that's just kind of came to a very quick halt just when it was getting started, if you know what I mean. So in some ways that's been a good thing because it's allowed them to focus on other things. And the thing that was something they wanted to do, but it's been a focus sooner that probably than they wanted it to be or than they anticipated it to be was to look at the recordings of some of the songs, so like the stuff they play in the stadium, and kind of update them a wee bit. And there's a guy in the group he's from Scotland, but he's living in London just now, and he's a producer, like professionally kind of thing. So he kind of got involved to be the producer to do these songs, and then obviously he needed singers like for each one kind of thing, and I got asked to do the one that was just released the other week.
man,
the new version of Four Lads Had a Dream. So I recorded the vocals in my house for that, emailed them to him, and he mixed it, and he did the full production. It sounds amazing. So
that's crazy, man.
That is.
Nuts. Yeah.
Just from being in a WhatsApp group.
So like that's going to get played like every match, basically.
When the football's back, I think that's going to be it's going
to be surreal for you, man. Like next time you're at a game, like I mean, it's going to come on.
I know. It is mad. It is mad.
The last time that we done the podcast, man, like we were talking about like the music thing and the affiliation with football, like and how it can be like a sort of, what's the word, man, like quite a dividing thing. Do you know what I mean? Like you can sort of like split yourself down the middle. But I went and spoke to Joe Gallagher. I don't know if you watched that episode, man. He's like plays for Johnny.
Soldier guy.
Yeah, that's him. And he's basically done what you're doing, except for Celtic. Mm-hmm. And he said something in the podcast. It was a sort of just an off the cuff thing that he said, man. It was like if like somebody doesn't want to listen to my music because of the football team I support, then like kind of no loss for me anyway. Do you know what I mean?
I support us anyway. Yeah,
that kind of like changed my point of view on it. Like I don't follow football anyway to even like side with a team, but like I suppose there's sort of like political views that musicians have, or even like maybe just not even political, just like shit that you think about the state of the world or whatever, man. It made me just think like maybe that's why people take that position. Do you know what I mean? It's funny because I spoke to Stevie Jukes in the last episode, and we were talking about like some of the stuff that's going on in America just now, and saying how it can be kind of like off-putting when musicians take a political stance, but you can kind of see the pathology that leads them there, and maybe it's like my bias as a like a fan of some people. Do you know what I mean? Like to be like, oh, I don't want to fucking hear your political views or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Sort of the same with football. It's like why would I not like someone just because they support a fucking football team? It's weird.
I know what you mean, man. But as we kind of touched upon, like when we were talking about it before, it is like if it's going to be divisive, then like the Rangers and Celtic thing's kind of like the most kind of like compassionate rivalry that going. Do you know what I mean? So you can kind of get it, like especially in this part of the world. But I think the key thing for me is that it's not like it's not like my gigs are like a sash bash all of a sudden. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not turning up to gigs with a Rangers scarf. Like, it's like it just sort of happened, and it was kind of crazy. And obviously, being a Rangers fan, it's been a huge honour, and I'm really enjoying it. And it is still a bit surreal, the stuff that's happening. But that's not been like, I wouldn't say really connected to like my solo stuff, if you know what I mean. It's just been more of a like a solo journey, if you know what I mean, and I've been enjoying it. It's been great.
I think if you do it like the right way, like it won't be divisive. You know what I mean? Like, and like Rod Stewart's probably the best example of that. Like, I know there's a lot of people that don't like Rod Stewart, but like those people probably wouldn't have went out and bought.
Celtic fans now.
What's that?
Couldn't the Celtic fans?
Yeah, but how come?
Because he's a Tory, apparently. he's
right, okay.
Sticking up for the Tories or something like that, and that's him shunned.
Well, he needs to fucking line his pockets, man.
There's pictures of him as a young guy with Rangers strip on and all that kind of stuff. It's a load of nonsense.
Right.
I don't care what the other. Honest, it's music, innit? Like you say.
Yeah.
No football.
But even with that, there seems to be like a sort of like in group with all of them. Like what Joe was talking about was like Rod Stewart sort of helped out Johnny Mack and the Faithful, and through that Joe's done some stuff with Celtic, and Johnny Mack's like sort of helped him out and given him a position in the band. You know what I mean? It can actually be, if there are music groups following like a football team, it can sort of be something where it's like a social thing. You know what I mean? And, it's kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got that with like sex parties. You know what I mean? With music.
Yeah.
just me and all my best friends. You were there actually.
I must have been steaming because I don't remember that.
You were. It wasn't drink.
Oh my god.
Yeah, swiftly moving on.
Yes.
Yeah. I seen something today on. I was like, I'm going to look up some fucking weird science stuff because, like, I know me and you will sit and like talk about stuff like that sometimes.
Yeah.
I seen that. Do you know that there's flying snakes? Yeah, like flying snakes.
Fuck off.
Honestly. Not like it's like snakes that go up into trees and then they like, I don't even know what's they hover over the next tree, but they like kind of shake their body a little bit to like, and it makes them fly. So,
Yeah, the body and you have like a kind of a spasm.
Into like a convulsion kind of like.
I don't know if I've heard of that, but like I've heard of like flying squirrels, and that's a similar thing, isn't it? They just like, jump, got like a kind of
exactly, but they've got like a wing, yeah. Like, it's weird.
Yeah. I was watching something today with snakes in it, right? And like, see, even just the fact that snakes can move that quickly without legs.
Yeah.
That's mental. That is mental. Never mind a flying snake. How is it doing that?
It's weird, isn't it?
Because you see other things without legs, slugs and snails and that.
Aye. And they do what you would imagine you would do if you had no arms. Like,
you just kind of like
move your body up and then push it out.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's like
snakes are just fucking...
Snakes do that, but like really, really fast, man. So you can't even notice them doing it.
Yeah, like slugs in that are like almost like erect, and snakes are like flaccid. So they need to find out like a. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
I must have missed that in school.
Yeah.
The flaccid and erect species.
I'm sure David Attenborough would know fucking more about that.
If that's true, then I'm flaccid, man. Definitely.
Aye. I think I would. I don't know.
Standing up, mate. See, just standing up, man.
I'd probably be like a snail.
Too much hassle.
So probably flaccid, but needing something to depend on to make me. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Yeah.
You can tell we've not spoken for a while.
Exactly, man. It's good, but in fact, one of the things that I thought was weird about the the first one that we done was that like it actually didn't really seem like us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seemed like me interviewing you, which was weird. It was cool because there was some stuff that like I found out about you that I actually didn't know as your friend. But
Yeah.
like anyone like listening to this, like me and Damo were going to we were going to start another podcast before I done this, and we actually recorded like one episode of it, and it's literally just it's like what, an hour and a half of just pure nonsense.
Yeah.
I listen to it sometimes. See if I need to walk somewhere, I like stick my headphones in and listen to it.
It is good. I came across it not that long ago, and I listened to it. And it's like, yeah, it's just like, do you know what it is? And it is. We've talked about this as well. Is like sometimes when we're just sitting talking, like not for a podcast or anything like that, but we're just sitting talking shite. We've like, I think sometimes we went like, oh, like imagine there was somebody listening to us. The first episode of that was basically that. There was just a microphone in the room. That was the only difference.
The first like 10 minutes, which we called the intro, was us just making pure weird noises and laughing.
I know.
Great.
Like saying hello in like really stupid way.
Eel.
Eel.
I listened to the Was You the Label track, man.
Oh, good.
I didn't message you back because I was like, I'll just save that for fucking actually speaking to you. That's my excuse. That's great, man. It sounds like fucking. I say this to you quite a lot, man, but it sounds like Funeral for a Friend, like the good funeral stuff, like the first album.
Well, I really like Funeral for a Friend.
Yeah.
And Always Eat the Labels always had that kind of like emo, like post-hardcore thing in it. So that's good. I'll take that as a compliment, man. Thank you.
Is that how you would have described Always Read the Label?
I always say like, I don't think I even really know what I'm trying to do with it, but I always say like it's kind of like Deftones and Funeral for a Friend and Fightstar, all kind of mixed in. Maybe a bit of like music stuff in there, but not much. It's, just all the stuff I like.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Of the like heavier like alternative persuasion.
That's cool, man. Does like Martin or anyone have an input in it anymore, or is it just you?
Yeah, not now, man. Even like pre-lockdown, it was like we just hadn't really done anything for ages, and sort of disbanded in a natural way.
Yeah.
But it didn't mean that when I had an idea for a song, I thought I'll still work on it, I'll still record it and that. And after I recorded like a couple of demos, I was thinking that actually sound pretty good. So I've just been working on getting it. Well, there's one that came out last year, and listening to that now, I think that sounds like rubbish.
Right.
But like now I'm getting to get the stuff sounding better all the time. So like, I think this one, the one that I sent you last night, I was working on yesterday. I think it sounds good enough to be like to actually put out, if you know what I mean. So
yeah,
at the moment it's just me, but obviously if we ever played live again, I would call the guys up, you know.
Every time you send me something, man, I'm always blown away by like how well your production, like how great your production is, man. Obviously I've seen it like progress over the years, but like like now they just sound like fucking they've been mixing a like big expensive studio. It's crazy, man.
That's amazing, man, and I really appreciate you saying that. I think my confidence is still pretty like rubbish. I've never been a big self trumpet blower anyway, kind of thing. But I think because with a lot of that stuff, do
you remember those parties? No.
With a lot of that stuff, it's like I'm teaching myself. Like, do you know what I mean? So there's not that same belief as if you're in like a structure and somebody's telling you what to do and then saying you did that right along the way, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that always kind of undermines your self-confidence when you're just kind of doing it on your own. But I think like, again, prior to lockdown, I was doing this anyway, but particularly since lockdown, I've been devoting more time to just like learning, just watching tutorials and taking notes and like just sitting with a session and trying different things out that I've learned, like looking at my notes and trying this and trying that.
Yeah.
So like it is very much like a journey. I know that sounds really fucking wanky and shite, but it is, because like I say, like stuff that I released maybe a year ago that I thought sounded great then, like sounds comparatively pretty shit now. But like you say, that's probably a good sign that things are moving in the right direction. So
Well, the thing I was going to say, man, is like what tends to happen when I sit down and mix is like I'll get one song that I'm really fucking happy with. Like for example, the latest like Crashton song I put out, "Start Again." Like that
again, yeah,
mix, I'm actually really fucking happy with that mix. But like I've since sat down like with Logic to sit and mix, man, and like just a brand new track, and I'm like, "Right, how the fuck did I achieve that?" But what you seem to have got over is that hurdle where there's a sort of consistency, and you imagine you've probably got like your own templates and stuff that you'll work to, whereas I just sit down at this fucking blank session. I'm like, oh fuck. And even like when I bounce the track, they're not even like the same fucking near the same volume or anything. So it's frustrating, man. I really need to get into a way of, because I don't do it as often, man. I really need to get into a fucking what's the word, man? Don't know.
get a workflow and a routine.
Yeah. This is happening quite a lot, by the way. That I see when I'm watching the podcast back, I'm noticing that I'm fucking forgetting like words, man. It's so weird. It's like just throughout the day, I'm a normal human being, and then if you put a camera in front of your face, and you just turn into a fucking weirdo, man.
I've been turning into a weirdo off camera for years, man. Years and years, and not slowly.
It's funny that like we've thought, oh, it'd be good to capture this on camera, or capture this like on a podcast or something, but it's probably like the worst idea on the planet. Actually, just revealing the worst things about ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shite that my phone, the microphone on my phone is.
I think the worst thing about this particular way of recording, man, is like your mic's actually decent. Like I can hear everything you're saying, but see when one person starts talking, the audio starts to dip, and it's really fucking frustrating, man.
Is it like an auto? Like does it auto like compress it to try and make it all the same level?
I think so, man.
Yeah,
it's weird.
I suppose ultimately when you were doing it the way you were doing it before, although it was like obviously a much bigger ball ache of like doing it on locations and taking gear around, ultimately you had control over the levels and everything like that, whereas now it's kind of like at the mercy of the person's equipment at the other end, I suppose, eh?
Yeah.
So if it sounds shite, it just has to be shite.
Shite. The worst one, like, so far has been the Graham Clark episode, which is really fucking frustrating because it's actually like a great interview, I feel, man, but it's the audio is just terrible, man.
Oh.
Yeah, but hey ho.
We can do another one when things are back to normal, hopefully.
Yeah, or maybe even before then, man. We're going to talk about Fluorescent Hearts because, like, sort of like low key released a fucking Fluorescent Hearts song.
Yeah,
not long ago.
I think I like shared it when it came out, like the day it came out, and I've kind of forgot all about it again.
Yeah,
as is probably as everybody else.
I think so, man. I think we had a wee bit of momentum, and then it just kind of fucking fell on its arse. But yeah, I think it was just important to get that out there because it was sort of like the last song that we'd recorded, and
yeah,
the last good song.
Yeah. It's a really good song, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad it's out there.
Is that your contribution? It's a really good song, man.
So it was good, so anyway,
we'll put it like we'll make like a fucking advert for it, and we'll write demo. It's really good, man. Speech marks under it. What? But 1 star.
Yeah.
Is that not the guy in the band that said that? No. It's the guy for that was on that podcast.
We did properly in Beetroot with Stuart,
Mhm.
like the same way as we did the album and that. So it's like it is important, man. It was like we put a lot of time and effort into making it.
Yeah.
And I think it sounds great. So it would have been a shame if it was just going to just sit forever and gather dust. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'm glad we managed to get it out there, and hopefully people are enjoying it. If you don't know what we're talking about, it's called "You and Me" by Fluorescent Hearts. Get it on Spotify and all that.
100%. Nobody's downloading that. 100%. Yeah, something I've been thinking about recently is like sort of all the things that I've done as a musician and where I've thought like I don't know if you get like this, man, but when I look back on my fucking career, sometimes I'll think, God, like I wish I'd done this fucking thing. Like, do you know what I mean? Or this was the reason I didn't get to this place was because of fucking someone getting in my way or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like managers fucking us over and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, kind of actually like in the last episode talking to fucking Stevie, like he was talking about basically how Saint Phoenix got from like basically nothing to where they are just now, man. And when he spoke about the process, it made me get frustrated and be like if I was fucking 10 years younger, man, hearing that story would have been so beneficial, because I don't know if you were like this, like obviously in Fluorescent Hearts we were all kind of like this, but you get really precious with your like music to the point where you actually don't even do anything with it, and that's what happened with you and me. Like
Yeah.
you think, oh, there'll be a perfect time to put this out, we just need to have all of these things in place, and actually just the fact that you've got it there is more beneficial than anything. Do you know what I mean? And like if you just fucking actually send it to the right people, like I've actually got a list, right, that I managed to find, and it's got like all the fucking like a huge list of like A&R reps from like all the major record labels, right? And it's probably like a bit outdated now. It's like maybe 2016. And I just didn't fucking send any music to them because I was like, no, I need to get the right music to send to them. Do you know what I mean? It's just weird how you get caught up in that fucking loop. Probably the people that really fucking excel are the people that are just like, right, we've got these songs, let's just fucking put them out and see what happens, man. Which is sort of like how Fluorescent Hearts started, innit?
Yeah. I think because you want, like, I think in any, like, sort of artistic endeavour, you want it to be perfect. There's an innate perfectionism about doing it.
Yeah.
To begin with. So I understand that, like, and like you correctly said, I'm like that too. I understand that kind of, like, innate need for everything to be just so, and like you want things to go a certain way, or you picture doing things a certain way, and if those certain set of circumstances don't quite happen, it can kind of put a spanner in the works, so to speak. So I get that, but I know what you mean, man. It's like obviously that if you're going to be like that all the time, it's going to hold you back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's a virtue to it. There is a balance. I think there's a balance, because obviously if you're just like literally shiting songs, it like the quality might not necessarily be as good. I think that's what I've been doing for the past wee while. But no, but like there's definitely a balance between perfectionism and just fucking getting on with it, putting stuff out there.
Even like with Fluorescent Hearts though, like at the start, we did put the music out at the right time, but I think like if we didn't have everyone in the band really driving to get the songs out, we probably would have just sat on those tracks for years, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's hard to like fucking swallow that sometimes. For me anyway, man, it's hard to be like, I played a part in my loss of fucking shit. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, man. Yeah. I just keep saying it's still not too late.
Yeah.
As I can as more grey creeps into my beard and more wrinkles appear and the hairline goes further and further up the side of my head. It's not too late yet.
It's not too late. Yeah, I think like I'm happy with the achievements of Fluorescent Hearts. I actually am glad that like Fluorescent Hearts is sort of like sitting in its own place now. Do you know what I mean? It's like a wee museum that can be looked at every now and then, and I'm happy with that. I actually sort of like the way that the industry's moving in general now, man. Like I know we did talk about this last time, but like just being in control of like all of that stuff, and like when you look at comedians and stuff, like, especially American guys, like they're completely in control of their whole fucking thing. You know what I mean? They've got their podcast, they've got their live shows, and they'll maybe have like a manager, and some don't have a manager. You know what I mean? And they're killing it, man. And I can see the music industry going that way.
Yeah.
The fact that like this podcast, right? I'm capturing this on a laptop, but the majority of the editing and everything and promotion is all done on my phone. Like, it's crazy.
That's it, man. I think for a long while, like the phone was a thing you could use if you weren't at your computer. If you really had to use your phone, you could use your phone if you didn't have your computer to hand. But more and more what's happening, it's actually becoming like more optimal to use your phone. Like the tools that are there are like more effective, easier to use. Like it's actually more of a ball ache now sometimes. Like if there's something you need to go into your computer and do, oh fuck's sake. It's a lot easier when you've got everything just there at your fingertips.
A good example of that's like Photoshop. Like see things that take like fucking 3 hours to do. Like I used to sit and make some of the Fluorescent Hearts posters, and it would take me about fucking 3 or 4 hours, and I can sit down with like 2 apps open on my phone and make like a great poster within like 20 minutes.
Yep.
It's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's the fucking being able to just use your like the touch screen. It's so much easier, man.
Definitely. I can sit with like with a mouse and a keyboard. It's a bit clunky.
Yeah.
Clunky.
You've always been ahead of the game with that as well, though. Like a lot of the apps that I have like been through apps that you've told me about. Like your photography stuff looks great, and it's all done fucking on your phone. Talk about that.
It's just like it's just fun, man. Like I don't know. See, when I used to work in Glasgow, and you've basically got, and I don't drive or anything, so it's like the bus for like, and it's at like rush hour time, so you're like 40 minutes minimum on the bus there, and the same on the way back. So like that's a great fun thing to do with your phone. It's just sit with photos that you've taken during the course of the day, or even ones you've taken previously, and just like fuck about with them. So like, and it's fun, and then the more you do it like kind of better it gets. And that's what I'm talking about. That's the thing with the phone. Is like at first you're thinking, right, I'll just do this on my phone because I've got my phone on me and it's easy to use on the bus. But like the more you do it and the more stuff advances, the more you realise that this is actually better. This is much easier, and the stuff that I'm making looks much better than anything I used to do when I sat on the computer, as you said, for ages, pure sweating all that stuff. Everything's just better.
You make good results.
See like the promo things, like for tracks that I've been doing as well. Just little like motion things around the artwork.
Yeah.
It's so fucking easy to do on the phone, man.
Totally,
it looks amazing.
Rather
it's just like little stock like things and that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like a lot of those things that you can make on your phone would take days, even with like After Effects. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I remember you made the lyric videos, like the first 2 lyric videos, and they took ages, man.
Yes.
Just actually having to go in and fucking create the effects. It's nuts, man. Have you been writing any stand-up?
No.
No? You've not?
No.
Really?
Not for ages, man. No. No, like I think of things all the time, and I used to write them down, but I've just stopped writing things down now, man. I don't know why.
You should do it again, man.
Oh, you've got a lot of stuff. You've got quite a lot of stuff written down, man.
I've always wanted to do it, man. Like, but I don't know, man. Like when I think about doing comedy, I actually don't think about it as stand-up. Like I love watching stand-up, and I feel like I could write good stand-up jokes, but I don't think that I could deliver them very well. I mean, I struggle fucking doing this. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm borderline fucking like terrible podcast host. Do you know what I mean? Like, so genuinely, man. Like, I try and watch my podcast from the perspective of like a fan or someone tuning into it. You know what I mean? So I'm like very critical, in a fucking good way, I think. But yeah, like in terms of stand up, I think the problem is, and maybe this is the problem with a lot of people that get into stand up, is like when I write jokes, like stand up jokes, I write them with particular stand ups in my head. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So like, I don't even know if you've noticed that when I've sent you jokes. Like, so a lot of the time when I write a joke, I hear Louis C.K. in my head. Do you know what I mean? So it's really difficult to like get away from that, and I'm trying to be. If I'm writing a joke about, is that him saying that, or is that me saying that? Do you know what I mean? Or whoever, you know what I mean? Sometimes when you go on a trail of like following what certain comedians are doing on YouTube or whatever, you get lost in just stand-up clips. You'll start writing like them. You know what I mean? Which is hard. So I don't know if I'll ever do it. I was talking to Sean Barton, and
He did it. Didn't know.
But it was total accidental, man. He got up at the end of, I think it was a night of stand-up comedy, and he got up at the end and just was having a laugh with the crowd for like 5 or 10 minutes. And he said that people were saying that he should do it. He should, like, if he booked like a fucking night, people would come and see him. And he was like, "Oh, I would never do that." And I said to him, like, if you do it, I'll do it. Do you know what I mean? If you book a night, I'll open for you and you can fucking headline.
Yeah.
And at that point, I started thinking, right, well, what would I do? And like, I think that it would probably be more of like a fucking character thing than, do you know what I mean? Than actual straight stand up, man.
It's like, I think like making that jump, I don't know, because I've never really done it either. Kind of like, I like you, I love comedy, I love stand up, and I think of funny shit all the time, and I sometimes write it down. I used to write down loads to the point where like I'm thinking like, I think I could get up and maybe say this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it is just that like mental barrier between like thinking that like that is objectively funny. Like reading the words makes me laugh.
Yeah,
and it was me that came up with them. Do you know what I mean? But like, I think there's like there's a difference between that and like you say, like becoming that, like, because it's all rolled into like the character and the confidence and the delivery.
Yeah,
like, that's a big fucking like hurdle, man.
and like, if
in my head, and probably in reality too.
When I'm writing those jokes, because I've got American voices in my head when I'm writing the jokes, it's not necessarily going to be received the same way by a Scottish audience. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like the language is almost different.
That's
It's not
strange
really...
to me. That's strange to me. I don't have that thing that, where they're like hearing it as different people kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. That might just be my borderline personality disorder.
Yeah, I think it is. It's fucking weird.
Just because
I'm not laughing at people like that, by the way.
No, we're laughing at my mental illness, and that's fine.
I'm to be cancelled, man.
No, you can't be cancelled.
Please don't cancel me. No.
You can't get cancelled when the guy who's mentally ill is letting you laugh at him. Do you know what I mean? I think that's okay.
All right.
Otherwise, that you're discriminating.
What's that?
Otherwise, you're discriminating.
That's true. Huh?
You're saying mentally ill people can't laugh at themselves. Yeah.
No, but like what I've done in the past is I've tried to mix it in with the music. So like if I'm doing like a set, I'll like put in a couple of bits of stuff. Mm-hmm. But I find like the stuff that I come up with on the spot is always fun, or almost always funnier than trying to regurgitate something that I've already written down and make it seem spontaneous. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
weird. I would love to be able to do it as well, but I just can't get over that like barrier of just like being on the stage, just you and like the mic, and being responsible for these people's entertainment, like solely with those tools.
Yeah, and like it's a weird thing because where I would want to be with stand up is such a niche fucking thing that like I think I would get more annoyed if like the majority of the audience was laughing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd be way more happy pissing the audience off and hearing you up the back pissing yourself laughing. Do you know what I mean? That would actually fucking be so fulfilling for me to have everyone in the room so annoyed, but just one guy fucking killing himself. So yeah, it's a
the greatest achievement, man. Some of the greatest things in life, man, is just making your pal like spit his drink out. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Especially you, I think, because you have got quite a like picky sense of humour.
Right.
See, like when I make you laugh, that's really good, man. I'll live off that for a couple of weeks. Like that's great, man.
That's cool, man. The stuff that I end up finding that I end up killing myself laughing at though ends up being something really fucking plain, and it's weird because I've watched like other comedians like making people laugh and then seeing like when they start laughing at something, it's usually something just pure. Maybe they're not even laughing. Do you know what I mean? It's just that they actually register that, oh, that was a funny thing that you said. Do you know what I mean? They give you like a fucking nod. That was funny. But yeah, it's weird, man. Like the one thing that I can actually think of off the top of my head was when Fluorescent Hearts were touring and Stephen was there, Stephen Kerr, and we were actually like there's a video of it somewhere, and he posted like shaving foam, put shaving foam on his chin, and he was just talking with the shaving foam on his chin, but it was like wiggling, and it's so stupid, man. It's not even funny, man. It actually isn't even funny. It was just because I was there watching it, and it was ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
So it's stupid shit like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Weird.
Is it your fire alarm that I can hear doing a wee beep?
Yeah.
In the background. It's not mine. I was freaking out there for a minute.
It's this really like intricate thing that you need to change in it. It's like, you know, the battery. You need to like take the battery out and put a new one in.
Takes ages, man, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's been like that for about 3 weeks.
I thought it was your like patter alarm going off, telling you your patter's shit.
It'd be fucking constant. I think like some of the awkward moments, like when I've been doing this or just in talking to people, is because like I'm actually trying to suppress my sense of humour. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
That makes sense. Like sometimes when I'm doing like live streams on Facebook, and if I watch it back, I'm like, that was really cringing and quite shite. It's because I'm actually trying to like when the joke's going somewhere. Do you know what I mean? And I could take it to the furthest point that the joke could go, but I'm actually like, I'm not gonna go there, and it falls flat in its arse.
I think that's probably because the majority of the time you're speaking to people that you don't necessarily know that well.
Yeah.
You don't want to with me, obviously we know each other well, so we can kind of do that.
Yeah.
Without worrying about it as much, but I understand that, man. That's natural.
Yeah.
Don't sweat.
I know we were fucking having a bit of a laugh there, just about mental health and stuff like that. But like, genuinely, like, how have you been like through all of this stuff?
Actually, all right, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you told me a year ago that this was going to happen, and I had to fill out a questionnaire, like how would you handle this? How would you handle this? How would you handle this? I'd be like shite.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, as you mentioned earlier, like we moved house not long before the lockdown.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more relaxed, and like I'm a lot more at peace here. Anyway.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. It sounds kind of hippie kind of.
No.
genuinely just getting that out the way and like being here and like just being happier here is, I think that's kind of set the foundations for me not losing my shit over all this stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like mentally, I've been doing okay, man. Like it gets everything. Like, I don't know, things get on top of you every now and again, but that happens to everyone. Do you know what I mean? But certainly, and I'm quite vocal about my struggles with mental health.
Mm-hmm.
I try to be. Certainly, compared to what I've been before, like miles better, man.
Yeah,
miles better.
Good, that's really good. I think like you'd said this not that long ago over text, man, but like having a garden helps. Like being able to just fucking be out the house, but not fucking out the house. You know what I mean? You're still there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I don't know what we would have done, man, if we didn't have that fucking garden. Especially with the kids. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, exactly.
At the start of all of this, like the first 3 or 4 weeks, where it was just total. Like we were just too scared to leave the house, man. It's just crazy. Do you know what I mean? It's just, if we hadn't had the garden, like I think we would have genuinely lost the plot.
I think so too, man. Like certainly, I think I would have done too. Like you say, it's somewhere you can be outside without being out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's a difference between going out and like going out to the garden kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely like really fortunate, man, to have that. Such a simple thing, really, but when you don't have one, like you say, like if we were still stuck in the flat we were in, we didn't have anything like that, I think I would have lost it.
Yeah.
Before now, you know. You
probably just have to move as well. If I was living in a flat, I'd be like, right, we're moving during all of this. Okay. Have you been getting into like any gardening or anything?
Not really. Like we've got grass at the back, so I've had to cut that. I've never cut grass before in my life.
Yeah.
And like I was putting it off for ages and ages and ages. And then when I went to do it, like the lawnmower that was here, it was like missing a cable. So I was like, all right, I can't do it then. I don't want to do it. But then and we got a new cable for it and that, and I went, right, okay. And you know that way, see the sense of satisfaction from seeing it when it was finished? Mm-hmm. I'm pure looking at it and going, oh, I wonder, probably needs a wee. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I've started to be thinking myself, and I'm actually looking for dry days to go out and do it now. Do you know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah. I seen an interview with Tim Curry recently, like it's an old interview, and he was saying like how like, most British men like hit their 30s and they just start getting into gardening like, for no reason. I was just curious as to whether or not you'd done anything, like just because we've got one as well. Just had to kind of upkeep it and stuff, but we're starting to get like, because all of this happened, we'd like bought seeds for like vegetables and stuff like that. So we're starting to get into like growing stuff, which is cool. Flowers, legal stuff.
Yeah, well, like Laura's been getting into that more than me, to be honest. Yeah, she bought some like flowers and stuff that she's put out the front. I think she's wanting to get some stuff out the back for next summer and stuff like that. I'll probably end up getting pulled into it, and I'll end up being like pure into it myself. But like for now, it's just somewhere to sit, and if it like it's nice to have it looking half decent. That's the extent of my like investment emotionally in gardening just now. Is like just have it looking all right, so I can sit in it and my OCD isn't kicking off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It probably will though.
Yeah.
That's the point. So like, what do you think? Like when can you see this like going back to normal, man?
To be perfectly honest with you, see the stuff that's happened already, like down in England, and it is sort of happening up here. I didn't think we'd be at this stage so soon. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised how quick it's been. I know it's felt like a long time, but in some respects, it also doesn't feel like it's been that long for things to be going this close to normality so quickly. You know what I mean? And that's not to say I'm opposed to it necessarily. I mean, I don't think anybody can claim to be like right, correct in any sort of stance on this, but I think it's quite nice to see things going back to normal within reason. Obviously, when you see the footage of people on Bournemouth Beach and you see the people that were back in the pubs when they opened up, yesterday, was it? Like, that just fills you with dread because you're just waiting to see that fucking spike going up again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
Just
I honestly didn't think it would be. I honestly didn't think it would be this far along already. I thought we'd be early next year until we were even looking at stuff like that.
Yeah, oh, totally, man. And it might still even be like that. Like, I've seen that. Is it? I can't. I don't know how to pronounce the fucking name of the place. Is it Leicester? Leicestershire? Is that right? Leicester? I always want to say Leicester. I don't know why.
Leicester.
Leicester.
Leicester. I got cousins out there in Leicester.
Leicester. So fucking. There's a French meal.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like I seen that they're in lockdown, and that's probably like how it's going to be. Like if there's certain areas in the country that are starting to sort of peak, that they'll just put that specific area into lockdown.
Yeah.
But I can't remember where it was I seen it, man. Somebody shared it on Facebook, so it's probably not true. But like it was like their friend is like a police officer or something, and they were saying that the police are being prepped for like around October, like being prepared for like mass riots and stuff like that, because the furlough scheme and the self-employed scheme around that time is going to drop. So for the furlough, people that are being furloughed, the businesses right now that are employing the people that are being furloughed are covering 20% of their wages because the government's covering 80%, but that's going to move to 60%. So the actual businesses are going to have to cover 40%. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And with the self-employed scheme, which I'm on just now, that stops in August. So the last payment for that's in August, man. And there's no sign of music or anything going back to normal, man. And there'll be a lot of other industries that are like that. So I kind of like see how it could be true. You know what I mean? That they're preparing for fucking mass riots and stuff. Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, obviously, I can't imagine that the government will not. Do you know what I mean? They would just fucking let people suffer or whatever. And I can. Who knows, man? Who fucking knows?
Yeah. How has that been for you? Obviously, if you don't want to discuss it here, that's fine. But what's your experience been as like a self-employed person in the creative industry? Like, obviously not very good, I'd imagine. But like, how has it been with like the scheme and stuff like that?
The only thing that's actually getting me by is the fact that like, well, almost all like the main bills that you would need to be paid are getting paid. So everything else, like you're like most like places that you owe money to, or things that you're paying up, are pretty cool with like if you're being affected. Do you know what I mean? They're giving you a sort of what's the word, like a fucking just a rest on your payments. Do you know what I mean?
There's leeway for some of the things.
A what? Sorry?
There's like a leeway there for things. Yeah.
But it's been all right. Like it's bare minimum. The biggest criticism I really have is been of the self-employed grant, because the grant was like so I got a payment in at the end of May, which was to cover sort of the expenses. It's basically cover what I hadn't been earning between March, April and May. And when I got that payment, so like anyone who's self-employed just now is on universal credit. So I'm on universal credit just now, which is a pretty low payment, like every month. Do you know what I mean? It's like a bare minimum, like this is what you need to fucking pay your bills and survive. And I didn't get that payment in June. because the one of the things that they ask you is like what your earnings are, if you've earned anything in that month, and one of the questions for last month was, did you earn anything from the self-employed grant scheme between May and June? And I said yes, and they asked what the number was, put the number in, and then I didn't get a payment in June. So that's the biggest criticism that I would have, because it's like
It's not already meagre universal credit payment, basically.
Exactly. Aye. But and that grant payment was to cover the previous 3 months, not the 3 months ahead. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's been quite frustrating, man. But I'm trying not to worry about it, man, because it's like, well, everyone else who's in this industry is in the same fucking boat, and at some point, maybe it will come to like fucking mass riots and stuff like that. But there'll be an uproar. You know what I mean? Like nobody's gonna sit back and fucking accept that.
Yeah.
Because the alternative is that musicians just go out and do gigs and don't fucking listen to anybody. You know what I mean? Which nobody wants, man.
We are so lucky, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't take it for granted. And obviously, like, I've been seeing a lot, particularly over the past few days, with Let the Music Play, sort of raising awareness for the financial support needed for the music industry. It just makes me feel like, obviously, first of all, like, fortunate that, like, I'm not being impacted in the same way. But second of all, just the outrage of, like, these are my friends and peers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Is it the actual people, like, who are like myself, like self-employed? At least we are finding a way to live in it. I mean, it's fucking the thing that's opened my eyes is that the how horrendous the payments are. Do you know what I mean? Like the money that you get per month that you're expected to live on, regardless of whether you've got a fucking partner that works or not. You know what I mean? Like if you're a single person and you're getting fucking paid that amount of money, man, it's just fucking bullshit, I think. Because not everybody is willingly unemployed. You know what I mean? But yeah, but at least to some degree, me and fucking a lot of other self-employed musicians are managing to live in some way, like musicians that don't have another income. But the thing that is really fucking concerning is the fact that a lot of these venues, because the biggest thing that that sort of like the music plays about is about the grassroots venues that are going to just they'll have to close, man. You know what I mean? Like, because a lot of what's it called? A lot of the what's the fucking word for it, man? Like the owners of the buildings where these people are renting aren't giving them fucking leeway with their rent. Do you know what I mean? Just fucking scary. Because how this supposed to be money?
They're basically not operating and they don't have any turnover at all.
Mm-hmm. It's horrible. Yeah. But obviously, it's understandable why places are closed. I just think that you can understand the how the economy will be affected financially, but like maybe there needs to be some other way of sort of helping that doesn't involve money. Like, let's just freeze all these people that are being affected. Let's just freeze where you are just now. You don't owe anybody money. The guys that are fucking renting out their buildings, you don't owe anybody fucking money. Like, just let's just fucking stop now. That would be fucking great, wouldn't it?
That would be, yeah.
And sort of ideal.
I think, in the lack of that being obviously something that they can do, which obviously they think they can't do and they haven't done, I think the only other thing is, rather, other than opening things back up again, which obviously is understandable that they can't do that yet either, the only other thing is commensurate with what other industries have been getting as a stimulus package, like commensurate to the tax contributions that the industry makes in this country. They need something some sort of stimulus or like something to kind of keep it so that
it doesn't just like a drop in the tax that they'd be paying. Is that what you mean?
No, what I mean is that what they need is, like, a lot of industries have been getting a lot of other industries have been getting like financial stimulus from the government to keep them going.
Right.
As it seems, the music industry, even though it's a big tax contributor,
Mm-hmm.
it's a big revenue contributor for the country. It seems not to have been. So what a lot of what I've been reading and what seems to be the only sort of workable solution just now is having a financial stimulus from the government directly to the music industry that's commensurate with their tax contribution.
Yeah.
Which is, I think they're saying about 50 million or something like that to save grassroots music and keep the industry alive, sort of thing.
I mean, probably, obviously, it's maybe not comparative. Like, is maybe the reason that the government haven't been given that much of a shit is because the amount of financial gain that they're getting from supermarkets and stuff. Like, I was thinking at the start of all of this, like, think about how much more money supermarkets will have been making during this whole fucking pandemic. Like, imagine you'd started a fucking like chain of supermarkets like just before lockdown, man. I mean, you'd be fucking
even just like a wee off license.
Totally, man. Our weekly shopping we were getting from our local shop because we just didn't want to go anywhere near fucking supermarkets.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just making a fortune. Should I get into that, man?
Supermarketry.
Yeah, supermarketry.
Supermarketarian.
Mm-hmm. That was my first job, man. Working in Asda. Should have fucking stayed there. Oh, fuck yous, man. I'm going to become a rock star, man. Fucking 10 years later, I'm fucking unemployed.
I think that is the maddest thing about this whole thing is how like quickly it happened and how nobody really like saw it coming. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
scary to think that even like the end of February, we were all still doing stuff and going to gigs and going to pubs and then all of a sudden we just weren't for months.
And me and Katie went to a gig in March. I remember like it was Gabrielle Aplin that we went to see. And at that point it was like, I mean, it wasn't fucking crazy. Do you know what I mean? Like there wasn't this mass hysteria, but I think at that point maybe like a couple of videos were starting to circulate of like, do you remember like the videos of people like fucking just mass amounts of people coming into like supermarkets and grabbing toilet roll and stuff? Do you remember those videos that were getting put up? I think maybe a couple of them were online, and I noticed that people were kind of being a bit weird in the queue for the gig. Do you know what I mean? People were like kind of trying to stay away from each other, but it was like there was nothing, man. There's nothing like what it is now. Weird. And in the gig, like we were fucking packed in. I mean, is it St. Luke's?
Aye.
Yeah. You been to St. Luke's?
I've actually not. No.
No.
It looks amazing though. I've seen like pictures and footage and that from gigs at it. It looks absolutely amazing.
It's a beautiful venue, man.
Aye, it looks lovely.
It's weird because like I've played on that stage for like wedding showcases, but it's strange going to see a gig there because it's a totally different environment, man. It looks like a great stage to play on for a proper gig.
Yeah.
Small though. Backstage is a bit weird. Like backstage is like just off from the stage, and it's like this tiny little room. It's cool. Yeah. Cool, man. So maybe we wrap up. Sitting at like an hour and 7-ish minutes. Yeah. So you've got a new fucking single out. You want to drop that? Let people know your socials and all that.
Yeah, I've got there's a new-ish Ocean of You song out called Come Back.
Come Back.
You can get that on Spotify and Apple Music and all the usual places. I'm Ocean of You Music on Facebook, and I'm Ocean of You everywhere else.
It's been playlisted on a couple of places as well.
Yeah,
right?
a couple of a couple of playlists I've picked it up, on Spotify. That's been really nice.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks fucking for doing this again, man. And
Thanks.
we'll
It's
say
been great talking and catching up, man.
we'll say bye then now, right? But we'll stay on and we'll fucking have a proper conversation. So to everybody else watching, here's my empty cup that I'm going to pretend has got stuff in it.
I made one drink last over an hour. This is unprecedented.
Nice.
I just made it a really big drink.
Awesome, man. Cheers, man. I'll see you soon, right?